Hey guys, it's Abby, or by the Angel Books, and today I'm going to be sharing with all of you my May book haul. Actually, all but one of these books were bought last month in April. However, I just wanted to name it the month that I am putting it on my channel. I have about 16-ish books here. All but one of them, again, was bought for the North Texas Teen Book Festival, either at it or beforehand, to get books for authors that were going to be there that I wanted signed. Yeah, normally I don't buy this many books in a month, however, it was kind of a special case. So yeah, without further ado, I'm just gonna go through the books in no particular order. So the first book that I bought was The Winter's Curse by Marie Rurtoski. I believe is how you say her last name, something along those lines. I have heard so much unbelievable hype recently for this book and its series. So many people are reading it. I definitely want to be on that bandwagon. I have not gotten around to it yet. Also, I didn't get the chance to get this one signed. There's quite a few that I thought it was going to be easier to get my books all signed, but they did not give us very much time to get books signed, so if you had a lot of authors, it closed down before you could get them all signed. But nevertheless, I am glad I own this book, even if I did not get the chance to get it signed. And also, I just want to talk about these deckled edges. I love it. I actually used to hate deckled edges. I used to think they were the worst thing ever, and now I'm quite literally obsessed with them. Like, all the texture. Next book I have here is Daughter of Deep Silence by Carrie. I also got this for the North Texas Teen Book Festival. I'll let you know which book I didn't get for that, which will probably be at the end. Anyway, this is a standalone as far as I know, and just an incredible mystery and thriller. I've heard so much hype about this. I know both Christine and Kat absolutely loved it. Well, most of the time I hate when people are on the covers. This one is gorgeous. Like, the dress, the background, the picture, all of it together is just a stunning cover, and I'm obsessed. The next book that I got was Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard, which is the second book in the Red Queen series. As you probably know, I have already read Red Queen. However, I started into this and something else I ended up picking up, but I do own it. I'll have a review up soon for Red Queen, or one of the dual reviews. Like I said, I've just been super off with getting those filmed and uploaded. It was an okay series, or an okay first book. Hopefully this one will be better. I think people have said this one's better. Definitely had some issues with the first book, but I am excited to get to read this one. The next book that I have is More Happy Than Not by Silvera. I've heard beyond amazing things for this. I hear it's heartwarming, but will also make you cry tons of tears. What I've seen, Silvera is a hilarious person himself and just a great person to be around. Obviously, I've never hung out with him, but I hear he's also just a fantastic human, and I'm really excited to read his book. I like high-key just realized that it's like half of a smiley face and the other half is on this slide. I never could figure out what this cover was, and now I'm feeling kind of dumb, so we're gonna go on to the next book. The next book that I have is Never Always Sometimes by Alsaid, something like that. I don't know how to say his last name. Basically, this is a book about two seniors who have made a list of things that they will do never, always, and sometimes, I believe. Well, one day they decide they're bored, and so naturally it comes up that they decide to do all the nevers on their list, and it's kind of their journey with that. I did get to meet Adi. He was really funny. When I talked to him as I was getting my book signed. Actually, I got this one and his other book signed. Oops, spoiler for later in the haul. Finally, a book from last month I have actually gotten around to reading, and that is Dumplin by Julie Murphy. I really loved this book. It's most definitely on my top 2 of this year right now, along with We Were Liars. I want to stress something to you guys. I don't know if you've seen me talk about books I read. I mean, you have, hopefully. But I don't mark pages in my books, like dog ear, you know, sticky notes, little flaps. I don't do that. But I did with this one because it was just so incredibly amazing. Like, I have all different kinds because I would just use whatever I could find, but there's so many quotes in here, and just like everything about this book makes me super happy. Basically, if you don't know what this is about, it's essentially a book about a girl who is confident with her body, a plus-size girl who's like confident with her body, but she obviously also has her insecurities like we all do. She lives in a small Texas town, and like the big thing in that town is this beauty pageant that her mom is completely in charge of, and one day she and her gang of like unconventionally beautiful people decide to compete. I am a plus-size girl who lives in Texas, so this book spoke to me on an insane amount of levels. I have never related to a character more than Dean. You will see this in my review. I absolutely loved it. The next book I have here is Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. I cannot wait to read this summer. It is clearly quite the summer book. Basically, this is about a group of beauty queens who are planning on having a competition, and then their plane crashes on some deserted island, and all of the like stereotypical, you know, like airhead kind of people who compete in beauty pageants. I'm not saying that's true, but it's the stereotype have to fend for themselves and kind of, you know, do they keep training or literally try and survive? Anyway, like I said, I'm really hype. I hear a lot of fantastic things about this book. Libba Bray was really funny in her panels. She was also really down to earth, so I am very excited to read her books. Speaking of Libba Bray, I also bought The Diviners by her, which, oh my gosh, I know, like, this is nothing new. I know this has been out for a long time, but I can't. It's so pretty. And it's also humongous. My goodness, this book is heavy, so I'm gonna make this quick. As far as I know, this is just kind of a supernatural book set in the 1920s, which I love that decade. I'm really, really excited to read it. I'm really sad the second book doesn't come in this same gorgeous cover kind of format, so that's why I only bought one. Like I said, Libba Bray was really down to earth. I'm excited to read kind of two different styles of things for her. Maybe I'll do like an author exploration kind of video with her. So yeah. This book I have here is Just One Day by Gayle Forman. A friend of mine who doesn't really read much read this book and actually really liked it. So I definitely have high hopes for it. I did not ever finish If I Stay, actually. I couldn't get into it. I wasn't really connecting with the characters, and so I just haven't really looked at Gayle Forman as someone I read a lot recently, or ever really. But she was there at the festival. I did get this and If I Stay signed. Decided that I would give her another chance with this book. The next book I have here is Between Shades of Grey by Rupta Septys. I am overly excited to read this. I have had this like on my mental TBR for like 2.5 years or something like that. This is like everything that I want in a book. Like a down-to-earth, everyone says she doesn't sugarcoat things, historical fiction, because that's so something I'm into. Overall, there's been fantastic reviews. Even though it came out a couple years ago, a lot of people recently have been reading it and absolutely adoring it because they've read her newer book, The Salt to the Sea, which if I enjoy this, I will definitely pick that up, but I'm really excited for this one. Going back to my main man, Alsaid. I didn't say this earlier, I mean I mentioned it, but I did also buy Let's Get Lost with my two friends that went with me to the festival, and we decided that we were going to do a group read of it at some point, hopefully this summer. I'm really a big fan of the idea of road trip books. The only thing is someone says it's reminiscent of Paper Towns, which I don't like John Green. At least I haven't liked The Fault in Our Stars or Paper Towns that I've read by him. I'll do another video on that. But hopefully I will enjoy this one more. Like I said, he's really down to earth, he was really funny, he definitely had my kind of sense of humor, so I hope that will play out in this book. Also, going back to my main girl, Julie Murphy, I also bought her other book, Side Effects May Vary. I started this a couple days ago. I wasn't really getting into it, which made me sad because I love Dumplin so much. I just don't think it's really the time for it right now, but I am very excited about the premise. Basically, this girl has terminal cancer and she thinks she's going to die, so she does all these things because she's like, oh, I can live without consequences. Well, then her cancer goes away, and basically she just has to deal with what she's done. I love the idea of this because I feel like so many books about fatal illnesses and people doing stuff with them, it's like and them thinking it's fine. It's not. I don't agree with that. You can't just do whatever you want because you know you're gonna die, because it still affects other people. So I like that she addressed that issue in this book. The last book that I got for the festival is The Young Elites by Marie Lu. I didn't get this signed, but I am very excited to read it. Here it's very reminiscent of the Shatter Me trilogy, which I love, by the way. So I am very excited to pick this up, and maybe if I enjoy this, I will read her earlier series, the Legend one. So here we are to my final book that I did not actually buy for the festival. I actually bought it today, like an hour ago. That is Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I am obviously reading this to prepare for the upcoming movie in like 2 weeks. Obviously a lot of people have just absolutely adored this book. The movie looks fantastic. Even if there wasn't a movie coming out, I would want to read this at some point just because of the reviews, and the premise sounds absolutely fantastic. And as soon as I shut this camera off, that's what I'm going to be doing, getting back to this book. So this concludes, I'm so short. This concludes my haul. My chin's resting on it because it's gonna fall otherwise, and it's really dangerous, so I'm gonna put this down now. Anyway, that concludes my haul. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you've read any of these books, whether or not I have read them, and tell me what you thought of them, but please stay away from the spoilers. Like always, remember to give this video a like, leave a comment below, and subscribe, but of course only if you want to, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!